Tonight, I have something that I wanted to try for a while, but I never was able to get my hands on it. Thanks to Donner Pass Whiskey, I have here a Balvenie, the Week of Peat, 14-year-old, story number 2, bottled at 48.3% alcohol by volume, non-chill filtered and not colored. And I've never tried this Balvenie. I haven't had any Balvenie in a long time, and now I find that I can probably purchase this online, but I'm kind of short of funds right now after my vacation. So, yeah, it's nice to have a sample of this, thanks to Donner Pass Whiskey. I'm going to give this a try. Okay. And 50 milliliters from a bottle that I believe I sent to him from Shelter Point. Another of which here still has the Shelter Point label on it, but it's got some other contents. Now we'll get to that one later. But this one is the one I'm doing now. This is the Balvenie Week of Peat. And like I said, I haven't had a Balvenie in a long time. Let's check out the last time I had a Balvenie, shall we? Okay. Just have a quick look. It's got to be years, several years. Balvenie. Okay, I did have a sample Balvenie in January of 2022. And the last time I had a bottle of Balvenie was, looks like April of 2020. Been a while. And I've done more Balvenie in the middle of the 20 teens than I did more recently. So yeah, Balvenie. Been a while since we've done Balvenie. Let's see what we got. Do the old anaconda. And quick sheeting action and large trails of large drops. So it's got some viscosity to it at 48.3%. And oh, the nose. The nose is nice. It seems to have that Highland style peat, the same style of peat that you'd get from an Aaron, or shall we say from a, what's the name of Aaron's other distillery? Lag. It's like Lag. So it's more of a Highland style peat than Isla style peat. It's more woody and less mossy, I suppose you could say. So it would be a woody peat smoke. Smells good. Now, can I get anything through that Highland peat? Can I get anything on the nose through that? I'm getting a little bit of citrus, maybe. I'm not getting any orchard. That's all covered by the Highland peat. Am I getting any butterscotch or caramel or vanilla? I suppose if the peat was not there, I would. But this is not a heavy, heavy peat. It's just a nice peat. And maybe I'm getting some fruitiness now that I've been digging a little harder. A little bit of honey. It's been so long since I've had a Balvenie double wood, for example, that I forget what it's like. I should maybe pick up some more Balvenie just to get myself more familiarized with it again. And maybe if I can get a whole bottle of this Peat Week. While looking for images for the thumbnail, I ended up going to Craft Cellars, and it looks like Craft Cellars has 14-year-old Balvenie Week of Peat for a couple $100 a bottle, Canadian. It's not exactly cheap, especially when you add the $15 or so for postage and handling. So you're talking $115 a bottle, plus I think goods and services taxes not included, so you're going to have to add another $10 for goods and services tax. So we're talking $225 for a bottle of this delivered to my door or to my local post office, depending on how lazy the postie is in terms of, or if I get it sent by Canpar, yeah, they'll bring it right to my door for about that price, $225. Of course, I'd have to buy 4 other bottles, so we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8. We're talking $900 if I was to buy a package of 4 of these bottles and have it delivered right to my door. $900, wow. That's a lot of money. I suppose I could cut the cost down by ordering this and something else. I recently ordered some Ardbeg, namely the Ardbeg Heavy Vapors. And then I got some Corey Vrecken, and I got some Ugadal, and I got some Ardbeg 10. The prices on the Corey Vrecken and Ugadal and the Ardbeg 10 were fantastic. So that kind of offset the $200 for the Heavy Vapors and made it come down to about $540, $550 for all 4 bottles. Well, that's a lot better than $900, isn't it? So if I get 1 really expensive bottle and the 3 cheaper bottles, I could maybe get this Balvenie Week of Peat and get a whole bottle. But I'm not one to make, well, I'll make 1 or 2 $500 purchases a month, but that's about it. Besides that, I'll buy cheap stuff for $30, $40, a few bottles here and there, and that's basically my whiskey expenses. That's what I usually spend. So we're talking, yeah, a lot of money. Let's give this a taste, shall we? Oh. That Highland peat really is nice. Really, really nice. Okay. I'm going to have to do this again. Another sip. The first one was just to get myself in the groove or in the ballpark of this whiskey. Still smells lovely. Still smells like that Highland peat that you find in lag. Okay, here's the Highland peat, the Highland smoke. The smoke from the Highland peat is a rather, how can I say, dry smoke. I'm kind of reminded of charcoal briquettes. I'm not getting a lot of citrus here at all. It's more dry and charcoal. Again. Deep down beneath that charcoal kind of smoke, there's some vanilla, there's some fruitiness, there's some honey, but you really got to dig to get those flavors. There's a bit of that sweetness on my tongue, on my palate, but it is covered up by that heavy, great big dump of charcoal. Charcoal smoke, charcoal wooden smoke. And it's not like, it's just heavy. Heavy Highland peat. But it doesn't give me any of that citrus. It just kind of like, how can I explain that? It just takes all the other flavors away, and it doesn't give a lot of flavors back. Interesting. You just get the dry smoke. Dry smoke. And a little bit of fruity, honey, citrus, but just a little bit. Mostly it's the, you know, now I'm going on the nose, and I'm getting more orchard fruits and honey than I am on the palate. Yeah, it's a combination of orchard fruits and honey on the nose now that I have tasted it. Now that I got that heavy charcoal wooden smoke that just kind of, it's like taking a bunch of ashes and dropping them on top of all the other flavors, and that's all you get. Okay, now some fruits and honey. Okay, it's changing as it goes along. Fruits and honey on the palate, and then that smokiness afterwards. I'm getting a bit of a woody note too. Getting some oak. Okay, this is getting better now. You know what? Maybe if I add a little bit of water, that might open it up just a little bit more. Open up some of those fruits and honey that's lurking underneath that thick, heavy smoke that kind of, it's more like, it just takes away all the other flavors. Just covers them up. Oh, okay. Now, fruits and honey. Orchard fruits and honey on the nose, on the palate. Oh, yes. Yes. This one definitely gets better with a few drops of water. Getting orchard fruits and honey, and then that thick smoke that rather than being peated, it's more wooden. It's peated, but it's more a woody peat than a vegetal peat. It's not an Isla peat, it's a Highland peat. And now the combination of that peat smoke and the honey and orchard fruits. Yes. I could get used to this. I like it. But only with a few drops of water. It changes as it goes. And you know, I may be tempted to purchase this sometime, because now that I've been tasting the sample and nosing the sample, and I've added some water, and that's opened up the fruits and honey. The combination with the Highland peat is just wonderful. I like this a lot. Thank you, Tim. Sláinte.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.